I hope this house makes our friends feel very welcome. The whole reason to have a beautiful house and to put all the effort that you put into creating a beautiful house is so that you can share it. We're having a dinner party tonight, actually. I'm Meg Braff, an interior designer, and you're in my home in Locust Valley, New York. We moved in about 7 years ago. It was a 3-year project. We found this property. We loved the location. It just had, beautiful old trees. We wanted to make our home here, and it took years to figure it out. It was about a year working on the plans, and then another 2.5 to 3 years to actually build the house. And we worked with the existing footprint of this house. It was a 1950s ranch, which was kind of a horror show. It had very few redeeming qualities, but actually this room was the only room we did not tear down. The paneling was here. I replaced the fireplace with a beautiful Rouge Royale fireplace, and the rest of the house we kind of started from scratch, but the footprint was the same. My style is layered and eclectic. I hope that when I finish a project or a room for myself, that it's happy and has a certain energy to it and it's welcoming. I think colors have different energies. I find that the more clear and sort of pure the color, the better the energy, as opposed to the murkier, muddier colors. The earthier palettes, I find, have a little bit of a different energy. It's a little quieter. I love green. If I had to pick a color, it would be green. And blue is a close second. With this project, especially because there were so many transitions from room to room. Every room has more than one entry point. It was important that all the rooms tied together really nicely, kind of effortlessly. So I think when you're doing that, it's nice when at eye level, you don't have the same saturation of color from room to room. In the hallway, I did a very pretty damask wallpaper called Blenheim for my collection. This room we lacquered, mainly because I didn't like the color of the paneling and I wanted it to be a little more cheerful. If you move on to the following room, it's a yellow grass cloth. And my living room is white Venetian plaster. So we have, I think there's a healthy balance of paint and wallpaper and texture. I feel like the white trim makes everything pop and kind of gives a nice thread from room to room. Occasionally we paint out the trim. In this room, the trim is all painted out. It makes the ceiling seem higher and brings all the millwork together. We tried a lot of different things. With the new construction of the house, the mantles in 4 of the rooms we found at auction. And I think that's a nice way to bring something architectural to the table. So that was a fun thing to look for. We love hanging out in the family room, which was formerly the kitchen in this house. So it backs up to the back of the property. It's off the kitchen and the bar. And then we also love hanging out on the terrace. It's covered and it's a wonderful long 60-foot terrace that we can have dinner parties out there. We can have small groups. It's so much fun. It's really a fun house. The thing about this house that I love the most are the gardens and the way that you can view the gardens from every room on the ground floor. We laid it out to be a little bit more of a meandering garden that sort of almost like you're walking through rooms in a house. The topography is sort of interesting. We had to build retaining walls to sort of create transitions from the upper terrace down to the lower terrace. One thing we did that was quite interesting, the basement was completely underground when we bought the house, but we decided to excavate the far end of the basement, which brought all sorts of light into that room, which is now called the pool room. And we don't have a pool house. It sort of suffices for everything. But we have a nano door there that opens up out to the pool. We dropped the pool down about 7 feet, the grade, to accomplish that. In the middle of the dogwood garden, there is a pagoda that I found at Scott's Market in Atlanta that we had shipped up and powder coated in a black iron finish. And now we have beautiful, clematis growing all over it. It's just so pretty. It's a nice focal point from the pool, actually. And then on the other side of the pool, to balance, we wanted something that provided a little bit of shade and a little bit of cover. And so Jason, who works with me, the two of us sort of came up with this idea of an arbor there. We did this 3 years ago, and now it's finally, the roses are climbing all the way to the top. And it's where my kids do their fire pit. They love having, little bonfires out there. It's really fun, but it's also just a place where if you're hanging out by the pool, it's sort of nice just to have a little break from the sun. Having 4 boys definitely influenced some of my decisions in terms of the fabrics that we used. You will see a good bit of pattern on some of the upholstery. I have a few performance fabrics here and there, and everything's holding up pretty well though, I have to say. I think what's great about this house is it's really very me. I love the colors. I love the garden views. It just makes me so happy to be here. I love having friends over. We love entertaining here and having barbecues and little parties by the pool or dinner party. It's really, there's so many different ways to enjoy this house, and I'm so happy that my kids are able to be here a good bit to enjoy it and to have their friends over. We just have so much fun.